Hey folks, Jayborino here. Welcome back, playing some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Heading into Supreme, the Diablo 3-esque mission of this campaign.
It is time. Confront the remaining pack leaders. Take what is theirs. Embrace the destiny of all Zerg.
Sure thing, Big Z. Achievements for this one, we definitely won't be getting the Mastery. It's to complete it in less than 12 minutes, so you just right-click your way to each boss and then fight the boss very quickly. So you skip large swaths of the mission, so I'm going to not do that. One of them is to get a bunch of kills with Kerrigan, which will be no problem, and then the other is to not let Kerrigan drop below 100 health. I may struggle with that one, we'll see how it goes.
You must know your enemies. Yadra, a worm whose acid burns like fire. Kraith, immense and consumed by hatred. Slithen, the eternal mother, hollow and destructive. Kill them, and you will command the whole of the Zerg. Each has sent most of its pack against your swarm, leaving themselves vulnerable.
Zagara, defend the Leviathan. I will deal with the pack leaders myself.
Cool.
Yes.
Here we go.
We adapt.
Tell us about the abilities, Abathur. Let's go.
My queen, new form, powerful, can leap through air, strike foes, heavy damage.
Splat.
Our conquest continues.
Alright, we're going to be using this a lot, this map.
The world is mine.
New offensive ability, psionic shift. Dash quickly, destroy creatures within path.
We adapt. We are without limit.
Alright. So these two abilities specifically, they really have Kerrigan pretty vulnerable in like macro missions, so I'm not sure if we'll be using these too much.
Boldly.
This relic, Zelnaga origin, houses genetic information.
Primal roaches help. They fight Yandra's brood.
New form can twist essence, mend wounds, heal nearby Zerg and self.
Yes. We are without
Okay, we can have up to 6 roaches. Your roaches, they get replaced.
Boldly.
See, can we just casually get the Ultralisk?
The swarm
I did not
conquers
think so.
all. No time like the present.
Oh, okay, well, thought we would save that guy. That's okay. You get your primal forces back for free before each boss, so don't worry too much about that.
Retribution.
You all attack there, and then Kerrigan will come up and get your artifact. So hit this thing, let them all kind of clump up, and then blast them all.
Yes.
Cut Abathur off a little bit when he was talking about the Zelnaga fragments. Not a big deal. I never know when I'm making these videos, like how long should I wait for the dialogue? Will it interrupt itself or not? You never really know.
We adapt.
Okay, tons of these. Just psionic shift again, mend. We were not close enough. Let's go ahead and burrow here. She can two-shot them. Now, if we would have gone to Kaldir before this, our Queen of Blades would have more attack damage and have more HP. So that does actually make this mission a bit more challenging. Probably not a lot, but a bit. So attack this. Zip zoom over here. Mend yourself. There we go.
It is time.
So I have no way to tell what her lowest HP would have been. So basically, if her health goes below... I mean, how many little bars are there here? It's kind of hard to tell. You know, 20%.
More roaches.
Okay, so you get up to 6. He gives you the max that you would have started with if none of them died right before each boss.
Leader of the Broken Pack, no!
Is that fear, Yagdra? You do know you never had a chance, right?
Your change means nothing! I will knock the flesh from your bones!
Alright, this is Don't Stand in the Fire, the mission.
Quest continues.
So just keep healing the roaches, and then
It's laying eggs. Destroy them.
don't let him hatch too many eggs. And if your units die, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about that.
Retribution will be mine.
We'll try to avoid some of the fire. I mean, I'll try to keep these units alive, but it really does not matter if they live or die, so I would not be too concerned. Because the later bosses, it's virtually impossible to keep your units alive.
What is it this
Try to position her so we can psionic shift through most of the eggs. Okay, and then we casually run down this way. Let's throw a heal down. There we go. And hit him with some jumping attacks, if you can. Psionic shift through the eggs. Sometimes the bigger eggs you want a leaping strike. So the amount of DPS we're losing because I'm worried about microing the roaches actually does make this fight go on just as long as if you didn't have the roaches in the first place. So I wouldn't be too concerned about, again, microing the roaches. Because you're either healing the roaches or you're leaping striking him. So I think we may be able to do this without losing these roaches, which is kind of neat but not important, as I keep mentioning. The later bosses are like virtually impossible to keep your extra units alive, so we definitely won't be doing that.
What is it this makes?
Okay, keep going. You can see he's spawning eggs a lot faster, so we gotta try to burn him down a little bit faster here. Psionic shift. Getting a lot done with just Kerrigan here. We lost a roach. Oh no! And after he takes a certain amount of damage, he will always burrow again. There we go. Kerrigan trying to walk off that cliff.
Speak.
Okay, 1 down, 3 to go. Well, 2 to go. You'll see if you don't know.
More of my pack. Primal hydralisks.
So you see that we got an extra roach there. We'll always have 6 roaches and 4 hydralisks.
Quickly, destroy the eggs before they hatch. Focus on the largest ones first.
Okay, let's get on up here and heal up our units, and then we just have to very slowly kill all the stuff that's hatching from these, and we can just mend through it. As long as we kill the large eggs, which I think are ultralisks, and we don't want to deal with that. So let's wait, and then we can auto-attack through the remainder, which are down here. So jump, attack, jump, and psionic shift through some of these. Okay, cool. And then Kerrigan can likely just tank this stuff and heal herself.
Retribution will be mine.
Okay, cool. And then just keep healing and killing the occasional hydralisk because they're the only things that can really damage her, and our units behind us can support us. So I'm cognizant of her health, but again, I'm a little skeptical that I'll actually be able to stop her from dropping below 100, especially because she doesn't have as much total health in the first place. I don't know. This next part, units just run at you from across the map, so we'll just leave our second group just sort of here.
Yes. We are. Speak.
And then Kerrigan, we kind of let them group up a little bit, and then she can blast them. Same thing here. Zip, zoom, jump, run, attack with everyone else, jump. Okay. Now, this next section, if we want this, there's 4 sets of ultralisks up here. So what I might do is get in, try to kill 2 of the eggs, grab it, and then just run away. We'll see. So let's... There's no good way to do this, I don't think. We just have to auto-attack in. So let's leap, and leap, and leap. There we go. So we killed 3. That actually was really good. Normally you can only get 2. You also get all your health and energy back when you pick those up. If you can somehow use that strategically, I don't know. This next section is a bit of a trap, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna inch in, spawn the enemies, and then run away again.
We are without limit.
Let them clump up a little bit, then get Kerrigan in there, psionic shift.
Yes.
And then, again, we're just going to keep sort of kiting this stuff as best we can. Turn and fight, hit here, zip, zoom through them all, heal yourself. Hello?
What is it this time?
There we go. I'm not sure if she's flashing, that may mean she's dropped below 100. Again, I have no way to know, and we won't know till the end of the mission. It's possible because we saw the red flash. That's that's the indication she's below 100.
Boldly.
I'm not sure. I misclicked there, and also, you know, I'm using mend more than offensive abilities just because I'm concerned about her health, and I shouldn't be. This is a trap, so we're gonna leave these guys back here, and then we'll move move back in with Kerrigan here, like this.
What is it this time? Our conquest continues.
What a bunch of jerks, if you ask me.
No time.
Similar situation to the one we were just in, really. Burrow, and then Kerrigan run. Everybody run away.
I am
Mend.
sworn.
Turn and fight. Then we can leap on these Hydralisks. Burrow. There we go.
It is
So I'm like
time.
overly microing
Yes.
to try not to lose these units, but it, like I said, we would get them all back for free when we turn this corner. You just get them
Swarm
back.
conquers all.
So it's
Our
kind of silly of me to
conquest
do it this way, but
continues.
it's fine. I think this is where you would get the units
No
back.
time
You would
like
send them
the
through one of these
present.
little clearings. I think it's this, actually.
Boldly.
Yeah, they'd come out here. If you come up here, there's a little Easter egg.
We adapt.
It's still bleeding profusely. It's Dahaka's right arm.
What is it this time?
But we don't get anything just because we kept all the
Make
units
your
alive since the
queen
beginning of this
listen.
section. As if they're not going to die
Make
very
souls
quickly
suffer.
on this boss.
I feel your strength. You will be worth killing. Worth the blood.
Worth the blood.
Shred the flesh.
Okay, let's avoid this.
Strength comes for you.
Nice. Actually, our other units are doing a great job.
Retribution.
And then you psionic shift through these. Now they're all going to die.
No time.
Trying to, you know, heal up, keep the ones alive that we can, just because they make the fight go a little bit faster, not much.
Yes.
Let the Zerglings kind of group up and surround you, and then you psionic shift through them.
Shred the flesh.
And that kills his own units, too.
Strength comes for you.
The Hydralisks are dead, which means they're gonna... The Hydralisks do the most damage. And the idea is you clump up the Zerglings as best you can. I'm just gonna let my units die, because I don't really care. We can give them one of these, at least.
Make your peace.
Okay, keep it up. Heal, and then all the Zerglings spawn. Again, group them up, and then psionic shift through them. Kill as many as you can.
What is it this time?
And now he just does this endlessly, and this is where, you know, your units are definitely gonna just die. So let's just focus on him. Here, we'll keep one alive. How about that? Just hit him with leaping strikes. He's gonna
It is time.
ram again. Honestly, the roach grabbing my... Alright, aggroing other units makes this more complicated than it needs to be, so it's almost good that they're all dead. You can see he's spawning Zerglings super quick now, so you have to get in whatever damage you can. He's dead now. Suck him up. Suck him up, suck him up, suck him up.
What is it this
All right.
time?
On to the last area. We'll make sure to get our
I
last
am
bonus objective.
sworn.
My pack arrives. They will break your enemies.
I forget, is this... Yeah, this is like the actual way to go. I was like, oh, maybe if I go the other way, there's like an Easter egg. There's stuff on a lot of these maps. I think the right arm is the Easter egg for this one.
No time.
I missed something earlier on one of the char missions where you can find like an outhouse that's called
conquest
Terran
continues.
Biomass. Hilarious.
We are without limit.
These ones explode when they sense you.
Okay, so we just use Kerrigan to jump out if we're about to get hit. Let's head on up here and grab our last artifact through all these Ravasars.
Soul fights with acid. Bring it down quickly.
So these things attack the ground, so as long as you move, it's fine. Okay, let's get out of here.
Our conquest continues.
And we can just leave those other ones alone.
world is mine.
So one thing you notice with her too, I just point out the leaping strike. It gives her the passives as well with the increased damage and attack range. That's because you're just the attack range decrease and then the movement speed from Psionic Shift, and that's just because this version of Kerrigan
Speak.
has her
Yes.
running around like
I
directly
am the swarm.
in enemy fire as opposed to hanging back and casting spells. All right, there's a bunch of Ultralisks
We
here.
adapt. Without limit.
I can't really say what the best way to approach this is other than run around like a madman.
The swarm conquers.
Let's
all.
throw down a heal. I don't think these Ultralisks do AoE. We lost 3 roaches, that's okay. We'll get them back before the boss.
Swarm.
That's a pretty large group.
Yes.
And then I think this whole next section, we can mostly do it with just her.
Our conquest continues. Without
There you go. And you can get him to kill his own Zerglings as well. I'm pretty sure that does friendly fire.
Your queen
Weird little
listens.
tentacles. Sure.
Boldly. Make your peace.
Now, this whole section, you can pretty much go through with just Kerrigan
Boldly.
and kill these things individually, as long as you keep moving while you do it.
No time like the present.
Then you probably won't get hit. Because I think it's at the top of the arc of the attacks
We adapt. This
where it
world
kind of is
mine.
it determines where it's going to
We
land.
are without limit.
And these things, you just walk by them and then walk away. Not the Zerusian Needlers,
Suffer.
the most terrifying enemies in the whole
Make your
game.
peace.
And like this thing, we can
I am the swarm.
well, we can just double jump it, but
Without limit.
what you can also do with these is
Our conquest
bait the
continues.
banelings into blowing up right on top
We
of them. It's
adapt.
pretty funny. You just get them to die.
Swarm conquers
Go ahead and zip through him. Kill the Zerusian Needler, the most dangerous of foes.
all. No time.
And I'm just going to keep killing these Ravissars, which will allow our allies to be able to walk through this section without getting murdered.
Conquers all. Boldly.
But at the same time, what else are they for if not to essentially get
time.
murdered? Okay, everybody move on
Your
up.
queen. It
It's
is
just that they'd be wasted, especially against the
What is it
Ravissars,
this
which can do
time?
mondo damage against them.
I am the swarm. We are without limit.
There we go. That should trigger the rest of them to blow up.
Adapt. Make retribution speak.
Are there any deadly Needlers left? There's one right there. Yeah, get out of here, Needler. Okay, zip zoom through these. This is a pretty large group, so let's dive out of here. Kerrigan back up and heal our Ultralisk. Kill this thing if you can. I mean, it's gonna let my other units die here because we'll get them back here momentarily. Actually, you know what? Die. Kill the ones that are weak because you'll get new ones.
Yes.
There we go. We got all our bonus objectives as well. We may have dropped below 100 health earlier.
Make
Again,
your
I'm way
peace.
less concerned about that achievement.
I am.
So it's just reload until you get it.
More of my pack joins you.
What is it this time?
Oh, you don't get the Ultralisk back.
Make
That's okay, especially against this boss, which very, very challenging to keep your other stuff alive.
We adapt.
Yeah, you think I missed you, Zerusian Needler?
Our conquest continues.
I say nay.
To your demise.
Okay, so let's zip zoom through these. The key to this one is just do whatever damage you can. And always make sure you have enough energy to zip zoom in and out if necessary. As you can see, all your units are, like, my units are pretty much already dead. I am going to focus on killing the Ravissars. And one of the big keys here is to ensure that you will have enough energy to get out when you dive in. That's it. And then occasionally, just get in, grab a leaping strike. So we do this, and then we zoom out. There we go. And we can trigger a bunch of these to blow up as well, which will give us a little leeway.
Make it
And we'll throw down a mend. That'll make this go a little bit slower, but every so often we'll make sure that we don't dip below 100. And we just used 2 of those. A little unnecessary. That's okay. Come around here. Blast him with a leaping strike. I see a Ravasar up here, so let's do this, and then through. Again, as long as you have an out, you just need to be able to get out when necessary. We're a little too far away now.
No time like the present.
And then don't let the Ravasars build up. So let's zip zoom through this whole group, and then we get back on Sliven.
Make your peace. The swarm conquers all.
I don't know if more than one Ravasar can even be spawned. That's not really clear to me. And the green goop does do a little damage to you, and it slows you down, so you gotta be a little careful.
Make your peace.
And we zip zoom through. Let's wait for like full energy. Actually, the Banelings are gonna kill that Ravasar for me. Let's get through this group because we're kind of trapped. Yeah, okay, so I saw another Ravasar spawn, so it looks like more than one can be out at once. Maybe it caps at 2, I'm not sure. And if we could hit her also with the Psionic Shift, you know, that's just a little bit of extra damage that does help. Not really. No, it doesn't. Okay, let's just get through and kill some of these. I haven't taken any direct Ravasar hits or gotten hit by many Banelings. That's what makes a big difference. Probably could have gotten away with not killing a lot of the Ravasars, and you just ignore them, and you can just ignore their shots. I think I'll do that here for the end. That should do it. Splat.
It is time.
And that should do it.
The swarm conquers all.
It is time.
Servant.
The pack leaders are slain. Their packs join your swarm. And here you stand, complete. You are Zerg. Your essence overflows with power. I thirst. You will feed my evolution, the first in millennia.
This bitch thirsty.
I wondered when you would make your move.
No allegiance but to self. Kill or be killed. You know this.
Of course.
One will be consumed and become something greater than either. This is the heritage of the Zerg.
First thing I like to do is move one Hydralisk up to the top, because it won't get hit by the...
Fight.
Typically won't get hit by the tentacles. So, like, we just hold position there.
Strongest survive. Consume and evolve. This is the only way.
Okay, and I'll try to avoid getting hit by the tentacles, then we get back on him.
Of all primal Zerg.
And the reason I'm doing this with that Hydralisk up there is typically it cannot get hit by the tentacles. Now he spews some units. No, get away from that Hydralisk. How dare you? Uh-oh. So sorry, Ultralisk. He's alive!
Retribution.
And the longer you keep these units alive, the faster this first phase goes. If you want to get them into phase 2 as soon as possible. We just lost the boatload of units. Because you'll stop spawning these shitty extra units, which is what makes this take a little bit longer. And you'll notice that Hydralisk up there has just been going ham this whole time. Alright, he's moving into phase 2. And the fact that I have these extra roaches alive is pretty nice. So this is the only attack he does. So just, you know, don't take too much damage from this stuff. Now that Hydralisk is going to die. You did a good job for us, Hydralisk. I should have moved him out of there before it was too late. Leaping Strike, get him! There we go. There we go. Get healed, buddies. The fact that I ended with any extra units at all, I think, is an achievement.
Xeris is mine. Isha, prepare the Leviathan. It's time the swarm returned to the Kapulu sector.
I think that could have been a decent achievement. Oh, nice. Okay, 164. That could have been its own decent achievement, which is finish each boss with one primal unit alive. Because that's pretty tough. Alright, so 300 enemy units killed by Kerrigan. We killed 812. Don't let her health go below 100. Max minimum health here was 164. So we got both of those. Clearly the master achievement, we missed it by a mile, but honestly, it removes so much from the mission if you just are like, you seriously just take Kerrigan and you leaping strike over any enemies that might be blocking you.
My queen, your transformation has altered your abilities. If you wish, you can review the changes within your chamber.
You just leaping strike over anything that's in your way, and you right-click your way to each boss and just try to blast through them as fast as possible. Okay, let's talk to folks.
You have become strong and taken another world. I think you will conquer the universe.
I don't know about that. But the Zerg will never again be pawns of other races. Not even the Xel'Naga. We have changed. And now, other worlds await.
Hey, we'll never be pawns again, except that one rogue Terran faction that uses psi emitters. Remember that?
The swarm came from Xeris, and now the swarm owns Xeris. Truly, this world is yours now. If our origins are on this world, we have clearly evolved a great deal.
Did you know the Ancient One would turn on me?
Your essence, it called him.
And you didn't try to warn me?
He was Zerg. You are Zerg. One dies, and one grows strong. You know.
I think I'm starting to understand you, Dahaka.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Abathur.
Tell me about your work.
Look at flesh, see only potential. Strands, sequences, twisting, separating, joining. See how it could be better. Eat flesh, splinter bone. Inside me can touch it, weave it, spin it, make it great.
But not perfect?
Never perfect. Perfection goal that changes, never stops moving, can chase, cannot catch.
You certainly have your uses.
Alright, so I suppose now, well, we can check out Kerrigan's new stuff.
The powerful essence of the primal pack leaders has awakened a new column and many abilities. As new tiers of abilities continue to awaken, you will gain abilities in this third column as well.
Oh dear. Okay, so we'll pick our evolutions, our Kerrigan evolutions, before each mission, but we have a lot more options now. A lot of them, like these two, you've already seen. We get automated extractors. Mend, we've already seen. Vespene efficiency, you get 5 Vespene per return instead of 4. So that coupled with automated extractors is also very powerful if you find yourself building a lot of gas-heavy units. Malignant Creep is quite nice for certain missions where we're spreading creep very fast. Twin Drones helps you get started a lot faster and allows you to make a lot of drones for static defense if that's what you do. Wild Mutation, in my opinion, is the best ability in the whole game. It's very versatile, and it just hugely buffs a big group of your units. Even Zerglings, you cast it on there, and they'll be able to break through a lot of defense. Same with Spawn Banelings, you just drop them in there, and they'll bust through a front door for you. So this group is mostly used to initiate combat, to break into an enemy base. These are kind of like passives that you use. for a longer mission. And then these, I really don't see much relation. I guess they're just more, again, kind of base building along this tier. The tier 3 and tier 5 are kind of similar in that way. But we'll pick what we want on a mission-by-mission basis. Let's go ahead and travel to Kaldir.
We must still travel to the frozen moon of Kaldir, where the broodmother Nefash is fighting a Protoss expedition. Nefash's brood had many highly evolved creatures. To reunite the swarm, you will need those adaptations.
Why is the Hydralisk so small compared to the Roach? Let's go. It's so strange doing things in this order. I typically do Kaldir, Char, Xeris. That's a nice new experience for me. Again, this is technically canon now, I guess, to go to Kaldir last, which forces you to do Char and then Xeris.
You have unselected abilities, my queen. You can review them within your chamber.
Don't tell me what to do, Isha.
There is so little life here for a brood to assimilate.
It is one of the least hospitable places in the Kaprulu sector. Perhaps Nefash thought she could hide here.
Nefash was strengthening her brood by putting them in the harshest environment she could find.
Of course, forced adaptation.
Adapt or die. It is our only choice.
You have said you wish revenge on the leader of the Terrans, but there are no Terrans on this moon.
Nefash's brood has valuable adaptations. I need them to strengthen the swarm so that I can take down Minsk.
Surely my brood alone could defeat his forces. Terrans are weak.
Isn't that what you thought about me?
Got her.
Why are you so obsessed with collecting essence?
It will mean survival.
Because new essence makes you powerful?
Power will be a trap. The pack leaders fell to this.
If it's not power, what is it you get from essence?
Essence is change. Change is survival. Collect and live. Stay still and die.
The scouts report that Nefash set up a hive on this plane, but abandoned it shortly after.
She moved off into those ice valleys. That must be where the Protoss are.
That must be where the Protoss are.
Swarm suffering on this moon.
I thought you'd made my Zerg stronger than this.
Kaldir, cold as deep space. Other than Leviathan and Mutalisk, no reason to specialize Swarm for such cold.
Is that an excuse?
Wasteful to spin unnecessary adaptations. Complexity, bad. Not needed before. Needed now. We'll look for local fauna. Essence useful for Swarm adaptation.
Do it.
I do like the general idea of Abathur in this campaign and how, like, especially at the beginning of Kaldir, you use the Ursidons. Little things like that, I think, do make it feel a lot more Zergy, so I think they did a good job there. I wish there was more of that, though. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. When we come back, we'll start Kaldir. Bye now.